Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and start PTK meeting on September. The first thing on our agenda today is a report on the college project. A group of our students met with our co-host David Jones last week, and Neil and Ashley, Neil and Ashley are going to give you guys a report on what was discussed in the meeting with Mr. Jones.
You want me to start? I don't care. Okay, well, we had a lot of great points during the meeting with the provost. We talked about refurbishing the student center to make the old bookstore like a meeting place for different organizations.
Like softball and us.
And he talked about getting gaming systems in there to make it actually like a student center to relax and stuff like that. And we talked about different ways we could get the community involved with us, how we get the community on campus. Starbucks. Yes. He did not like that idea.
Well, he said it'd just be kind of difficult. But he said that he's talking about maybe putting on the surveys different, because like at Miller, they, instead of eating the school lunch food, they will bring in different every other day, it'd be like Popeyes or Pizza Hut or stuff like that. So he's talking about putting a survey with different kind of foods on it
From Monday through Wednesday.
Yeah. To see what everybody likes and then putting food in there like that.
Other things to get the community involved, which I like to talk about the best cake in town.
Yes, he came up with that idea, and he said it worked well in the past, and we could try that again this year. I guess in a different way. And then the chili cookout, he talked about that. No, I don't have
It's okay. What about haunted house? Do you have an update on that from SGA?
We're gonna start work on October the 1st,
Okay.
and work from the beginning of August, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And we're gonna work from 10 to 6 every day,
Okay.
or Monday through Friday.
Gotcha.
I guess it'd be the second.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Anything else we didn't cover? Gatlinburg trip.
Okay, we didn't exactly talk about the Gatlinburg trip, we just kind of like, he was telling us a little bit about what's going on, like how they said that some of the kids would play karaoke and stuff like that last year when they went, and then he was just letting us know that they had made it where we could, if we didn't rack up the points, that we could pay for it, I think in October.
Yeah, there might be more spots than there were last year.
Yeah.
And he also talked about, like you said, karaoke night. We might have a karaoke night here for the students.
Like bringing in certain events to start passing out those surveys was one of the reasons to bring in events. Like Nate was talking about how maybe bringing in food and stuff just to attract the students to be able to hand out the surveys. So karaoke night was one of the things that we did.
And maybe night.
And night, yeah.
Okay. Okay, we covered most of the stuff that to kind of give an overview on workday on the but we can talk about assigning folks. Because at least this is what I thought for everybody for the survey for the college project. Rather than like assigning one person to put the whole thing together, I would come up with a format for how questions should be asked. And then have several people write 2 or 3 questions each in case everybody participating in the ownership and then I can compile all the questions together and print out the survey. But I'd like to see you guys put together the questions. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
We're going to get started with that in earnest
fairly soon. And there's some fairly inexpensive ways that we can get surveys out as well. I would probably like to put student names on. Well, you know, the more results we get, well, I was thinking that, you know, if we don't get enough surveys at the events, we could just have somebody sit in the rotunda here with Halloween candy a couple of days a week during October, and say, fill out survey, get these candy, you know, but, and we will have to work out some way to make sure that we don't have, you know, 5 people who really want in the student center to fill out, you know, 20 surveys each. So we'll have to figure that out. Next thing on the agenda, workday on Monday in the computer lab is caddy corner from Wallace 113 across from the math lab, because there's tables so we can both work kind of in a committee setting, but also have computers and printers available to us to get started. I think we'll probably do a little preliminary research on the honors in action and also get organized for the college project. So if you're free on Monday from 2 to 4, I'd love to see you. If Mondays are really bad for you, we'll try to get a work day, at least one work day this term that's on a different date. It's just Monday afternoons is what most people had available. It's time to also start thinking, in addition to the college project and honors in action project, administration awards. Phi Theta Kappa allows you to nominate and write up, and it's a fairly simple write-up as part of the 5-star chapter plan to nominate an administrator for an award. Now, we only have 2 deans on this campus. Well, excuse me, 3 with Dr. Moore. So Dr. Moore and David Jones would be eligible for administrator awards. So I would like to consider nominating one of those 2 for an award, because for a 1-page write-up, it goes a long way towards earning 5-star chapter status, which is one of those neat things that we can put not only our chapter's resume, but again, PTK is supposed to help you beyond college, not just with educational skills, but gives you something to talk about in an interview. So that would be helpful. So start thinking about an administrator that you might want to nominate. You can also nominate chapter advisors if you would like to do so. Don't tell me about it. I don't want to know, but you can look up on my PTK.org. Those types of things are going to be. Given my time constraints this semester, I don't think that an advisor award is warranted. Fundraising. I've kind of got into a hiccup with fundraising because of new policies for the new school that I wasn't aware of. So I am working on rest. Also, I'm not going to see how much money we're going to have as an organization until next week. So once I have a pretty firm grip on how much money we're going to have, well, then I'll be able to figure out what fundraising is even necessary and how and if we can get it approved from the regional campus administration. All Alabama scholarships. This is mostly for people on video because I think I see all freshmen in the meeting. But all Alabama nominees come from an application that is due through Phi Theta Kappa. It's a very prestigious scholarship because if you get nominated, you have a chance to be the All Alabama representative from our school. We're still trying to get a decision from the state whether we're going to continue having 2 nominees per PTK chapter, which would be 6 total for the school, or if we're going to have 2 nominees for Coastal Alabama. Now, you might say to yourself, Well, if it's out of the entire school, why bother applying? There's so many people. Well, because that application also goes to 5 or 6 other applications, like the Coca-Cola scholarship, the Geico scholarship. And these are transfer scholarships that are worth up to $30,000. So big deal in terms of transfer scholarships. Now, if any of you that are in here planning on transferring this year, you're eligible to apply. Now, what you need to know from me is if you do want to apply for the All Alabama recognition and scholarship, I think All Alabama, most of the 4-year schools give an automatic scholarship for those who are the All Alabama Award winners. I think Troy gives $2,500 a year for a couple of years. The University of Alabama has like a $1,000 scholarship that's stackable. Auburn as well. So it's really worth your while. I will be doing a seminar that I'll record, probably directly following your leadership class, one day in October, because we're going to need to get those applications in a little bit early, probably about the first week in November, at latest after the 3-day weekend for Veterans Day. So we can, in a committee, select the All Alabama participants. To let you know the way that we do that, for All Alabama, I form an ad hoc committee to look at applications. I black out everybody's name, and I just put a number on the application. So it's graded simply by numbers. Now, of course, some of your teachers are going to know a little bit about your story, so the story that you tell in the application may reveal who you are, but it's still a very, very worthwhile process. Okay, well, that wraps it up for this meeting. I will give you guys an update on fundraising and stuff next week, assuming I can actually make it to the honors meeting this time. We'll see. But I'll see you guys next week. Most of you will see you in class. So that wraps up the meeting for the 29th, and I'll go ahead and stop the video.